La 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 la. Get in tune, buddy. Get in tune, buddy. Buddy. Random GD. Hey, hello, welcome to the live stream. I have some great news for you guys. So, after months and months and months and months and months of filming and editing and making the site and putting all the pieces together, the website is finally up. Okay, and what I'm talking about is a project that I started a while ago that was supposed to help you guys learn how to play guitar, because you know, I wanted this product when I was learning guitar, when I was first starting out with this bad boy, because there was no path set out for me, like, to learning this beast that I'm holding right now, to get from, you know, step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4 to step 5. There was no path back then for me. The way I learned guitar was so just chaotic. It was a giant mess. If I look back on how I learned how to play guitar, it was a giant mess. And there was a lot of, you know, instances where I just wasted a lot of time. Like, I didn't get the results that I wanted. So this live stream is going to talk about, you know, this course that I've made for you guys. I've put the link there for you to take a look at. It's called juicyguitar.com, and this is the soft opening, okay, for it. So check it out while I talk, okay? And I'm going to give you some backstory about how I learned guitar and answer your questions about guitar or learning music, musician, anything related. Sorry about swimming. Swimming is going to be put on the back burner for this live stream, okay? So hold your swimming questions for another live stream, okay? And just talk about how I learned guitar and how you're learning guitar and how we can help each other, okay? So, I mentioned this before previously in other live streams, like how I learned to play this instrument. And the way I learned it was, I was mostly like self-taught, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. When you're self-taught, you make a lot of mistakes along the way, right? Unnecessary mistakes. Mistakes which cost you a lot of time and money, and it's just, yeah. Looking back, I wish I had someone like me, present day Justin, to tell past Justin, like 20 years ago, hey kid, you gotta do this, this, and this instead, okay? These are the shortcuts. These are the tips I can give you right now. It will save you a hell of a lot of time. It will save you years from learning this thing. And I wish I had somebody, like a mentor like that, back then when I was learning, because the way I learned guitar and the way my friends learned guitar is we were all self-taught, but we did it so blindly. Like, we were all the blind leading the blind. I mean, we were all learning how to play Nirvana songs. You know, we were learning how to play AC/DC songs, Green Day songs. You know, songs that we heard on the radio, songs that we liked, which was mostly grunge back then. But there was no structure to how we learned. And we all learned our own ways. We all learned how to figure out how to make chords by showing each other. You know, back then, internet wasn't so rampant like you kids nowadays. We had no Google back then. So we couldn't Google like how to play guitar or watch a YouTube video. I'm going to talk about YouTube videos to learning guitar a little bit later on in this live stream. But yeah, so back then, the way we learned guitar was like we would buy books, or we'd take books out of the library, and they would show us pictures like guitar chord books or rock books, you know, guys with like poofy 80s hair that would show you how to play like, you know, like F chord or A minor chord. Like they show you the diagram. And some of us, we didn't care about that. You know, we would just like look at each other's hands, and then I'd ask like, what is that? And it's like, oh, I don't know, it's just a really cool chord, we would say. So we were all in the dark back then. And when it came to like, you know, getting teachers or private lessons, we couldn't afford it back then. It was too expensive. Like private lessons, like, you know, parents, they didn't encourage us to play rock guitar. I mean, parents, they would encourage us to play piano. I mean, but, you know, piano's boring. I went through the piano stage and I got sick of it. It wasn't the instrument for me. All right. So I know if you're coming from a piano background, I know where you're coming from, and you know, I know how you feel. But the guitar, once you switch from piano to guitar, it's just so liberating. You can do so many things freely with the guitar that you can't do with the piano. I mean, first of all, physically, you cannot haul a piano anywhere you want, okay? So if I wanted to travel, I can't bring my piano with me, right? I can bring a keyboard if I wanted to, but even a keyboard is just too much of a hassle to bring in your backpack, or even a mini keyboard, you're limited, right? To how much you can play. But with a guitar, an acoustic guitar in particular, you are unbound. You can do anything you want. You're free to bang the instrument, play it to your heart's desire. You can play any kind of style, and you can go from low to high, you know, in an instant, you know. Whereas piano, you know, you gotta fiddle around with your feet. You gotta fiddle around with two hands, banging away on a large keyboard. I know what your world is. I know what your world is like. Okay, so the guitar is so liberating. Okay, and we were so blind and ignorant and dumb back then when we were trying to learn this thing. None of us knew what we were doing. And like I said, we couldn't afford the lessons, and the parents wouldn't fork over the money for us to learn rock. But I know, like, for a fact that one of my friends' parents did, like, you know, fork over cash for him to take private lessons. And based on how he played afterwards, I didn't really notice a difference. I mean, he was more, after like learning from a teacher, like from if you listen to his guitar playing, where he learned from a teacher, it was very robotic, right? Just the way it sounded, he played his guitar, it just sounded so robotic. And that's the thing that you need to understand about playing an instrument. When you play an instrument, the instrument is an extension of you, of how creative you are. Like, you know, there is no other you. Even if you have a twin brother or twin sister roaming this earth, you're different, okay? You is you. There's nobody else that can be you. And that's the fun part about playing guitar, is like expressing yourself. How can I express myself using this instrument to the world? And everyone's different. I mean, everyone cannot be AC/DC. Everyone cannot be Metallica. Everyone cannot be Green Day. You gotta find you. And that's the fun part about playing guitar. Once you start, you know, learning the basics, the foundation, afterwards you start crafting your own style. And that style becomes just an extension of your personality. Okay? So, yes, I started with like grunge and rock and punk, but eventually it evolved into folk and more pop and just old music, and then a little bit of funk and jazz thrown in here and there. I mean, that's the beauty. I mean, you can play around with so many different styles on guitar, and then it all boils back down to you. Like, who are you? You are, right? There is no other Bruno Mars, except Bruno Mars. So stop trying to be him. There is no other Jason Mraz except Jason Mraz. So stop trying to be him. Be you. And that's a journey that's going to take quite a few years. But it's a fun journey. So let me break it down, like what the journey is like when playing this instrument. First of all, you have to learn the foundation. And the foundation is using the right hand efficiently, whether it's with your fingers or with a pick. You got to know how to use this guy as your rhythm. Alright, see what I mean? You got to use this guy as your rhythm. This guy you got to use as the steering wheel. Okay, so if this is the gas pedal, this is the steering wheel. The left hand. The left hand dictates wherever the song goes or wherever you want to go when you play. You can play solo, you can play chords, whatever you want, okay? But this is the steering wheel. So the hardest part for most beginners is learning how to steer and press down on the gas pedal at the same time, because coordinating, you know, is hard. So this is where most people struggle, making the chords with their left hand and making the rhythm with the right hand. Okay, my course goes through this and makes it much simpler. Okay, so that's a fun fact. Once you learn how to steer, once you learn how to press on the gas efficiently, you start making a sound. And then you start building a path, right? So when I think of where you go, think of chords as destinations, right? Like, for example, C chord is like home. A minor is the driving to the mall. F chord is like going to the airport. G is like going to the park, right? So you go from like home to the mall, to the airport, to the park, and then back home again. So you develop a path, and we call these progressions. And then once you have enough progressions, 1 or 2 progressions, you have a song. Progression 1, progression number 2. Going back to progression number 1. And so forth and so on, right? And that's where you start getting songs. Once you start learning enough songs, which we call cover songs, right, of your favorite songs, whatever it is, you'll notice these nuances and idiosyncrasies from all these different bands and different styles of music, right? So you notice that punk is very fast. And very energetic, and when you sing at the same time, then you add another layer to that equation, and it becomes more fun when you start singing along, stomping to your feet. And then when you're on a band, that's another equation on top. And then when you're moving around on stage, that's another equation. And then when you're making money, that's the top of the pie, or top of the cake there, the icing. So it can be a fun journey. But the final part to learning guitar, the final stage, in my opinion, is creating your own sound or making your own songs. Songwriting or creating your own style of music, whatever that may be. That's the fun part. I mean, anybody can play. Anybody can play that. But to make a song out of it, a new song with new words, new lyrics, maybe a new style thrown in, a new flavor. That's the fun part. I mean, music is like cooking. You know, you have ingredients to work with. There's a process involved. You put the pieces together, the ingredients together, and you cook and you make something. But once you've made enough steaks, once you've cooked enough chickens, once you've boiled enough vegetables, you start on your own path, right? You start making your own music or your own style of cuisine, your own food, or you want to open your own restaurant. And that's the final stage, and that's the hardest stage that every musician goes through, because, you know, once it's like starting your own restaurant or business for the first time. You're going to struggle, and there's not many customers coming in through the door. So I'm at the final stage. But I keep going. And during the final stage, there's a point where you need to give back. Give back, okay? You can either give back by doing shows, concerts. You can give back by teaching people how to play guitar, which is what I'm doing right now. And which is why I created this course. It took several months. I started this project like in March. And yeah, I just, filming, endless editing. Endless, like, yeah, just editing and all that. Finally, it's out. Okay, so go to juicyguitar.com. Take a look. Soft opening. That course is for you now. Okay, for you to learn how to play guitar. If you don't know how to play guitar, you start there. Now, let's talk about YouTube. All right, now, YouTube is a good resource to learning guitar, but there's no path. It's all scatterbrain. And I watch YouTube videos on learning guitar. I've seen other people, how they teach and what they do. It's a mess. Again, it goes back to like when I first started learning guitar when I was a kid. You know, just like we watch music videos all day long, and then we learn off each other as kids or classmates. And there's books, and there's no path. You know, that's the problem with YouTube videos. You can watch as many YouTube videos about playing guitar as you want, and you can see the overlap in how people teach, like how to play a C. You'll notice there's overlap in every video. But the problem is there's no path. You know, it's like how to lose weight. You need to have a path. You need to have a regimen to start from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. Right? You can watch as many YouTube videos as you want. You can try to put the pieces together on your own. But again, you're doing it blind. That's the problem. You're going in blind. You need a professional to help guide you, whether it's a personal trainer or a guitar instructor or someone who's done it before, someone who's walked the path for you before. And the person better get you results, okay? So it is my goal is to help you learn how to play guitar with simple methods. Okay, simple instruction, and throw out all that bullshit that, you know, they try to teach you, which is not really necessary. Okay? And the goal is for most people, even me, back then when I think back, is that I wanted to play my favorite songs. That's it. That's all I wanted to do, is just play my favorite songs. And I didn't want to go through all this bullshit that like this guitar video that I took out from the library said I should do, or these scales that led nowhere. I mean, like, you know, there is, yeah, some truth to them, but was it necessary for me to get to where I wanted to go? No, not really. So if I had to boil it down, the things that you really need to know are how to play chords, how to use your right hand for strumming, and how to move efficiently from one chord to the other. Okay? And most of these videos didn't teach me that. They just said, like, look at the diagram, play it. Play the C, play the A minor, right? That was what they said in the videos. And another thing that really pissed me off about these videos, or whoever I learned from, was that what I was looking at was not what I was looking at. Okay, when you think about it, when you look at YouTube videos, people teaching you how to play guitar, what do? They show you the camera angle looking this way. This is not what I see when I look down at my guitar. And this is what I wanted to see. See this point of view right here, from my eyes to my guitar. That's the angle that I wanted to see when I was trying to learn guitar. Because that's what we all look at right now. From our eyes to our guitar neck. This is the point of view that we see. Not this point of view, this point of view. So that's why I filmed it in this point of view, all my videos in juicyguitar.com. I wanted you to see exactly what I see from my point of view, which is this. The guitar is slanted. It's at an angle. My fingers don't look like the fingers that you see right now coming through this camera. No, it's not the same. So yeah, I think I'm the first to address this actually, because, you know, when we try to learn guitar and we watch videos, we see like the person's hand like this, and we gotta like reverse the image in our minds and try to put it in our guitar, and that wastes a lot of time. You know, when you think about it, it wastes a hell of a lot of time flipping it in my mind. And okay, so that's another good thing about this course that I thought about. And then finally, most of these, like, I don't know, these guitar instructions, like these videos that I rented from the library, they don't really teach me any songs that I wanted to learn. Relevant songs, okay? So they would try to teach you like some sort of like obscure country song that was just out of date. And it was just, I got bored, you know? I wanted to learn Stairway to Heaven. That was the only song that I wanted to learn that I paid an instructor to teach me to play. That was the only time that I paid for an instruction. It was not worth it either. So, what do I do? What did I do? I thought of 4 songs that are relevant, that are popular, that everyone knows, and that you can play if you are a complete newbie, if you don't know how to play guitar. And that's what I put in the course. So what did I put? Stand By Me. Right? Very simple song. U2 song. All these songs that we all know, we can all play, and people will recognize. Their ears will perk up. Whether we are in public, we're in the classroom, we're in the campfire setting, these are songs that are relevant. Even if you want to busk and make money, these songs are relevant, okay? So these are the things that I factored in when I was making this course for you guys, okay? So I hope you like it. Check it out, juicyguitar.com. And now I'm going to ask you, read your questions. Okay. Hefe, the God of the Blacksmith. What is up? How are you? I'm good. I just finished the final touches of the guitar course, and I wanted to make this live stream for you guys. Violina, hello from New York. New York is midnight over there right now, I think, right? Keely, if you can compete at the Olympics, would you? No, I would not, because if I wanted to compete in the Olympics, I would have to drop everything in my life and just swim. That's it. Just swim. I'm practically a fish 24/7. And I don't encourage you guys to become competitive swimmers either. The reason I put up the course, 7dayswim.co, is for you to learn how to swim and add that to your arsenal in order to be fit and have fun. Okay? Competitive swimming, you don't want to enter that world. It's like you trying to lose weight. Do you want to lose weight, or do you want to be a competitive bodybuilder? Most of us don't have time to be a competitive bodybuilder or give up or sacrifice that much in our lives. So we enjoy fitness by losing weight, right? So think of it that way. Same with guitar. Most of us just want to enjoy playing like popular songs or know how to dissect a song, you know, and understand the songs that are playing on the radio and to be able to interpret it and say, I know that language now. I can understand the language of music. I can understand what a C chord is, an A minor, an F chord is, and a G chord, right? Based on that song I heard, he's using G, and next he's using A minor, and then F, like that, right? It flies over our heads if we're not paying attention. But learning guitar will help you focus and appreciate music more as a songwriter or as a guitar player or just a musician. Is subs, hello from my desk. Hello. Bruno Galvin, Mexico here. Hello from Mexico. Barack Obama. Hey Justin, I know you made a vid about that song from acoustic versus classical, but can you write the tabs? So to play that part was a G, D minor, C, and an A minor. And I just do a little bit of finger picking. Like that. Okay, so going back to this course that I made, right? So, juicyguitar.com. Take a look at it. It's a soft opening. I just released it. I know there's probably going to be some bugs or errors and maybe something like that. I'm expecting. But expect me to promote that course in future videos for YouTube. Where I'm going with swimming is like, now that the weather is freaking cold now. Someone just flipped the switch and the temperature went down. I'm going to be making less swimming related videos. But I will be making some related videos, but not as often as before, okay? And if you have questions regarding swimming, or if you want to just like ask for some feedback, join the private Facebook group that I created, film your swimming, and post it, or just ask us questions in that Facebook group about, anything you want about swimming. If you can't swim, then join my online course as well, 7dayswim.co. But for this channel, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be making a few changes. So first change is you're going to see a lot more guitar related videos. I know I haven't made a guitar video in a while. Like I said, I was so backed up with this guitar project for so many months. That's all I did every day was editing guitar videos. And then once you do that, you don't want to make another guitar video. Even if it is for YouTube, and then if the course is not even ready, you don't have anything to say afterwards. Like, by the way, check out my guitar course, which is still in the works. So that's why I held it off for so long. So I apologize to my subscribers that want to see just guitar related videos, but you're in luck. You're going to be getting a lot more guitar learning videos, which will be free on YouTube. Absolutely free because you're a subscriber. Okay, so stay tuned for that. As for Korean or fitness, I'm probably gonna make a few more fitness videos coming back. And Korean, I have another goddamn project that's Korean related, but that's in the back. I mean, that's outside in the post production, and so. That's behind the scenes, okay? So that's nothing for you to worry about. But I am working on something Korean-related project, okay? Yeah, so that's the thing about me. I have so many projects in the back burner and behind the scenes that you don't know. And if I didn't have those projects, then I would be making videos every day for you. But I can't, right? My time is limited. So there you go. That explains that, okay? Last comment that I'm going to read. Mystic Phoenix, hey Justin, I recently learned to swim breaststroke, but I have a slight problem with my breathing and treading water. Could you give me some tips? First, film your swimming. Then, upload it to our private Facebook group. Click the link below. And then, I'll take a look at it and I'll give you feedback, okay? Deal? Alright, so that's all I want to say for now. I know this is very late right now in the evening, so I will say adieu and I'll talk to you guys later, okay?